The Super Bowl is here, and it's time to get hyped.
Oh, Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe. Thank you, baby. Thank you. You're making blood come from my damn mouth. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You gotta make blood come to the mouth. You can't just smack me and don't hit me hard. That's bullshit. When you hit a motherfucker, you hit that motherfucker. Let's kick their ass, motherfucker. Kick their ass. Let's go.
But do you need a little help translating the universal language known as football?
Pie de Cody Parking. 43 yardas. El snap. Le mete el pie. Distancia, dirección. Le dio el poste. ¡No! ¡Falló! ¡Oh! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Los Eagles se van con la victoria! ¡Ay, papá! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Chicago! ¡Chicago!
A game that'll make you go from this.
We're going to kick you in the teeth, all right? And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down, all right? And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing.
To this.
When you see your players give all that they have and you lose that way, it's tough. You know, you don't want that for them. So, but we'll be better for it, you know.
Well, forget analysts like Michael Irvin.
Oh my God, this is what's wrong with today. The young ladies today, they're not learning from mom how to cook. We're losing recipes, and now we're going to lose Peyton Manning's knowledge.
Or the Manning brothers.
Let's go to Peyton. He's going to break down that touchdown. Can't hear shit. Never mind.
When you can have analysis like this. That's where. Go argue with Dylan on the YouTube chats. Shit week, everybody.
Oh, the flag that came up for Dylan.
Yeah. Look, that's what Dylan does. That's all Dylan deserves.
We might actually know where they play.
And the Kelseys. I'm tired of Jason and Travis Kelce blowing up my damn TikTok feed.
I would rather have Zach Wilson.
Oh, Zach got him.
Perfect timing.
was like, shut up.
How to at the 3-2-3.
Shit.
So,
I need to fidget with.
only on the 3-2-3. I'm your host, Reed Murphy, welcoming you to 5 epic days of our best contributors, analysis, and shenanigans, leading you to the big game. 5 days that could only be known as
Super Week.
Yeah.
Hit that music for Travis motherfucking Byram.
It's time for At the Movies with Mr. B.
That's right. Mr. B. Travis. Welcome back, buddy. Oh, man, we are in the thick of it. We are in the thick of it, and it's great to have you on Super Week. Just like Mama Murphy, you have a regular spot here on Super Week. How are you feeling, buddy?
Glad to be here, man. Thankfully, not sick like so many, as we have discussed. So I am just happy to be alive during this Oscar season. The Grammys just gave me life. It is an exciting time to be an awards fan.
I'm glad that you brought that up because I kind of want to start there a little bit. That's what we were just talking about in the last segment with producer Sheriff Angela, where we were going over the Grammys and some of the surprises and everything from that. And look, man, this is the halftime show we have been dreaming of, right? We have been hip-hop heads on this show. We went through the 50th anniversary. Kendrick Lamar is doing the halftime show here. He's getting the reins. He's getting the full control. It's going to be him and SZA. SZA's going to be freaking awesome. I can't wait for her to be in part of this. But Kendrick doing this is just, like, it's peak right now. Like, he turned, like, and he could have done this regardless of what happened last year. He has the hits. He has the discography for it. Even this last, if he did a halftime show just of the last album, it'd be solid. It'd be straight.
It'd be great.
But he turned a song about calling Drake a pedophile into a Super Bowl headlining act. Like it's absolutely insane to me what he's done with Not Like Us. And now I was wondering if we were going to hear it at the halftime show or if they were going to have to, do some type of legal thing because of the Spotify lawsuit. But nah, man, NFL's promoting the Super Bowl and the halftime show with Not Like Us playing in the background. So they're ready. They're full go. I guess
ready.
The lawyer said it's good to go, but I want to get your quick thoughts on what happened in, with the Grammys and anything that you saw that, what gave you life? Because I know for me, it was Kendrick winning Not Like Us, winning Record of the Year, him going up with the song playing and seeing, a crowd of Beyonce and Taylor Swift and all these folks screaming A minor. Like that's a kill shot. Like that's I don't know what TV Drake is on, but he threw another thing at the TV and broke that one down.
Drake is he, to show how unbothered he was, drops teasing a collaboration album with Party Next Door about some sexy songs. No one on Monday was talking about some sexy songs.
Sexy songs for who? Who are the big teen stars right now?
Right. I know. I think he's gonna debut it at the Teen Choice Awards. Listen, first off, I have to say, Taylor Swift, wildly overhated. Wildly overhated. Everyone was happy that she didn't get anything. I don't think she deserved to be skunked. I wasn't the biggest fan of the last album, but definitely some gems on it. Taylor Swift, arguably, perhaps one of the winners of the night without winning anything. She was such a vibe. She was dancing with Alicia Keys' son. She was supporting all the other women in the pop fields. She looked drunk as hell, and she looked like she was having the time of her life. I loved seeing her reactions.
She's the, people can get annoyed with her, but she's like the perfect award show guest, especially for like any of the music shows. Because I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, Bad Bunny opened the show and was doing, I don't remember what song, but it went into like a really awesome Latin salsa, just, whole band and everything kind of freestyle. And everybody in the audience was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. And he's trying to get people to dance, and the dancers are trying to get people to dance. Nobody's doing it, and Taylor Swift can't salsa, but she's still fucking going. She's the only one that's giving them some type of life. Like, she's perfect for this shit.
I love it, man. She's I think she's a great cheerleader.
Yeah.
The Kendrick Awards becoming the most, I don't know if it's most rap song or if it's song in general, but at the very least, one of the most decorated songs of all time for Not Like Us. It's when you can't think that Drake can get any more defeated, Kendrick just deepens the grave just a little more. It was fantastic. Did you see the moment where he said, "What's up, Dre?" And I think everyone thought he said, "What's up, Drake?" And everyone kind of went, "Ooh." But then he specified it was Dr. Dre. He didn't talk about the song at all. He was really a class act, and kind of the whole thing with the Grammys, they really paid a wonderful tribute to LA. I thought they did a great job reflecting, you can't pretend it's not going on. And I think they did a great job with that. My favorite moment, performance, song, anything of the night was Doechii. Her getting up there doing acrobatics. She had that little, her ensemble was like Matilda themed. It was so exciting. It was like watching a star getting born, especially with the confidence after winning Best Rap Album, which I think of the 5 nominees, that's what I would have gone with. She was completely not on my radar until last year. And I heard Denial is a River on TikTok, and I was like, who is this? And she seems like the heir apparent to Kendrick. I just thought she had phenomenal stage presence.
It was an awesome show. It was good to see the Grammys. It was good to, like you said, it was good to see the Grammys acknowledge what's going on in LA. To like, you can't ignore it, and they did a great job. And I've really enjoyed Trevor Noah as a host for these things.
He's good. He's real steady. He kind of reminds me of you.
Well,
just a calming presence.
Trevor Noah thanks you for that compliment. He really appreciates that. I'd like to, it's important to have a good host, and we're talking about hosts. Look, man, this is of course Super Week, so we're a few days away from the Super Bowl, and we'll get back into some, more Kendrick Lamar talk in a little bit, but we're also, I think by the time this airs, about a month exactly away from the Academy Awards and the Oscars. It's our time to shine, Travis. It's our time to shine. But also, I was going to say, and I said this on Multiverse News the other night when I appeared on there, that, I have not been terribly excited about this year's Academy Awards, simply because I haven't seen a lot of what's nominated, outside of Wicked at the time. And, most of my excitement was coming for, the host, Conan O'Brien. I got him in front of me every show.
Yes.
I got Conan chilling right in front as some inspiration. I love Conan O'Brien. I'm excited to see him host this show and, cycle through the debauchery of it. But now I've gotten myself more and more amped because there have been some incredible films that were released last year. Many that are probably going under the radar of most mainstream audience members here, but I'm hoping that, the show will get people excited and get people to see some of these things, because I just saw The Brutalist, which is nominated for a ton. It's a front runner for Best Picture. Epic 3.5 hour run, but I enjoyed almost every minute of it. It was a beautiful, beautiful film. A Real Pain with Jesse Eisenberg and Oscar nominee Kieran Culkin was amazing. Of course, Wicked. Like I said, that was the first probably of them that I saw. And not a musical guy. Thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Still working through Elvis, are we?
I'm about, what am I now? 34 minutes in. I was 35 minutes. I don't know how I fell back a minute, but I'm 34 minutes. Still working on it.
You rewound and missed something.
I missed something. I was like, what? I was like, who's that? Damn it! I was like,
I'll get to it next year.
I'll go next year. Same with Dune. I'm 5 minutes into the first Dune, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm slowly inching. I keep going back and forth, and then I just wind up on something else, and then I get exhausted by the streaming platform. But Oscar nominations are out. We're getting closer. I wanted to get your thoughts on everything Oscars, because of course we'll do our full predictions show a little later, and we'll let the people know. Of course, subscribe to @323read @323reid, because we might have some fun stuff for the Oscars coming your way. I want to know what you're happiest about, the any snubs that angered you, movies that you would have liked to see get more love, and maybe some movies that got too much love.
This has been, and I started after Slumdog Millionaire. I really started to follow the Oscars, and by far, this is the most mudslingingest, brutal, no pun intended, brutalist Oscar season that there has ever been. Let me start with the good first to lead on a positive foot. Ariana Grande was my favorite performance of last year. I didn't see the vision. Reed, I admit it. I didn't see the vision before. I thought, okay, they're trying to get butts in seats. They're doing celebrity casting. And then through the 3 years of a press run that she and Cynthia have done, I realized how much she was gunning for this role seemingly her entire life. And she did such justice to it. Those whistle tones and No One Mourns the Wicked. How can a human being get there?
Right.
Hilarious. Forgot how funny she was. I don't know. In any other year, I think this would be an open and shut case for her. So I was so happy to hear her name. Conclave is not super flashy, but it was probably my second favorite movie of last year. I love that it got so much love. I think it's the big contender for best adapted screenplay. And now that The Brutalist, Honora, and Amelia Perez, I'm going to try my best with that. I'll call it EP, so I won't offend anybody.
I don't think that you can offend anybody that hasn't. There are plenty of people who've already been offended, apparently, by the movie.
Right. The controversies with Sean Baker being like intimacy coordinator. What intimacy coordinator? We just let him kiss. Between the use of AI in The Brutalist, which all of 2023 was seemingly dedicated to actors, being outraged against the use of AI. Mm-hmm. And even if it's not that big of a deal to you or me or Joe Schmo, I think to the actors, any use of AI is going to hurt the chances of the movie, especially Adrian Brody when they tweaked his Hungarian accent.
Which is wild to me that anybody, related to the film would throw that out there, at least before the Oscars. You know that there's still a shot. Like at that moment, Adrian Brody was, I would say, the favorite, and he might still be the favorite. But as soon as you throw the AI thing out there, even if it's just a slight tweak, it seems like people are so sensitive to it that it will diminish the praise. And now I could see Timothy Chalamet. I could see somebody like Timothy Chalamet, or everything that I heard about Ralph Fiennes before both of these movies were out, is one of them possibly stealing it now from Brody, who I thought was incredible. All in all,
he was great. Yeah, he was great. Very touching, very affecting. Trying to go in blind, I thought it was great accent work. So I'd say, it's stained at least. When they go to vote for his name, there's going to be a little asterisk in their heads at the very least. Amelia Perez we'll touch on in a second, but Amelia Perez is not what angered me the most. I made a little Instagram story about this when it came out. The thing that bugs me about this year the most, I think there's a lot of great nominees. Reed, we need to call the authorities. There has been category fraud. Ariana Grande easily is right up there with a Best Actress nomination. I think it is very, very closely her story as well. I think, especially in Act 1, it is both of their stories. That's a co-lead. Zoe Saldana and Amelia Perez has to have probably half an hour more screen time than the title character. But the first act is entirely about her. It's not fair because when Isabella Rossellini, all these names, I feel like the United Nations with all these names. I'm butchering so many accents at once. She has to be on screen in Conclave for 6 minutes. It cannot be more than 6 minutes. It is. I think it's so unfair. I think get rid of Carla's nomination altogether because Jesus. Put Zoe Saldana in there. I wouldn't be mad at Best Actress, but Best Supporting Actress, that I don't know. She was the backbone of that movie. But perhaps the most not offensive, but the most flagrant fraud is Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain.
Yeah.
That is a movie pretty squarely about him. Shares, I'd say, almost 50-50 equal time with Jesse Eisenberg. Starts with him and ends on him. To me, there's no universe that's not a Best Actor nominated performance. So, of course, he's crushing because, the whole movie belonged to him. And even though the character deeply annoyed me, he still did a wonderful job portraying that complicated, annoying, but ultimately very charming cousin.
Yeah, he was like a slightly more annoying version of John Candy's character in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's what it was a little. That's what it kind of felt like to me. And I guess you could maybe make the argument that the film is framed through the point of view of Jesse Eisenberg's character,
Sure.
but the focus, even through Jesse Eisenberg's character, is on Kieran Culkin's.
All about him.
So he is going to sweep with this. Like he's gonna eat this up. But I loved his performance. Like you said, very annoying. Like the character he annoyed me, but I think Jesse Eisenberg's character said it perfectly. Like I want to kill him, and I also want to be him. Like he was a fascinating character, and I honestly would have loved to have seen some type of nomination for Jesse Eisenberg in the acting portrayal. I'm glad he got a screenplay nomination for it, but that was a great debut for him in that.
Yes, full agreement. I'm glad they both got love in their own way, but yeah, Jesse, you see it and you think, oh, he's playing another nebbish, he's playing, another shy guy, but as the movie goes on and his feelings about Benji start to come out, it's really a very sensitive performance. Would have loved to seen him on there. And speaking of who I would have loved to see more of, I think the biggest offense here is if you're not going to put it in picture, if you're not going to give Zendaya actress, if you're not going to put one of her boy toys in supporting, where was Challengers in Best Original Score?
What was going on with Best Original Score this year?
Right. What the hell is going on? It won the Golden Globe for Best Original Score. Like it's kind of baffling to me. It's such a fun, synthy, pulsing score. It's sexy when the movie wants to be sexy. It's intense when the movie wants to be intense. It's just it was my favorite score last year, and I was bummed out that no Luca Guadagnino movies got any love. I haven't seen Queer, but Luca's one of my favorites doing it out right now, and I was bummed to see that. And the other one that I think probably the only shot it would have had was original screenplay, which I'm guessing it was just edged out by September 5th. Don't really know a ton about that movie at all. That was a name I was surprised to hear on Oscar morning, but I would have loved to see Love for Saturday Night. I think one of the most fun ensembles, even if you know nothing about SNL, just a great character study, great lesson in pacing, and just genuinely very funny. And I hate that, a lot of genre love in Best Picture this year. We got horror, we got sci-fi, we got 2 musicals, we got epics, we got religious dramas. I mean, we got a little bit of everything. And I wish there would have been just a little more love for Saturday Night.
I would have loved it, and you would have thought, especially with this being the 50th, the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live coming up, which, again, people, stay tuned, subscribe to the 323 Network on YouTube, because I do want to do something leading up to that SNL 50, and a little bit of celebration of that show, with some of the entertainment crew on here, because I think everybody's been affected by SNL in some way that, whether it's watching the show or the actors that have been on it. And, by the way, for anybody that's seen Saturday Night and you're interested in, maybe wanting to do like a binge, you could watch that ahead of the 50th anniversary special. I think on the February 15th, NBC is going to air the very first episode of Saturday Night Live, that first episode that the movie leads into and everything. Wow. So see a little bit of the chaos. But yeah, I was surprised nothing came through for that. I was very happy for Mikey Madison and getting that nomination for Honora and this breakthrough and breakout that she's having. She was incredible on Better Things on FX. So it's great to see her doing this. I'm happy for Coleman Domingo anytime he can get a nomination, but Sing Sing also is, pretty awesome story. But yeah, I agree with you on Ariana Grande, just where easily could have been up for lead actress with Cynthia. Sure. And, maybe they thought it would split votes or something, but I have never been more impressed by Ariana Grande ahead of that movie. Like that
Blew me away.
superstar level performance from her there. Man,
Yes.
we are going to get into so much Oscar stuff leading up to the big show, and I'm excited to go through every category on the predictions wise, including on original score and analyzing that a little bit more, because not only did you bring up challengers on there, we had the issue with Dune Part 2, where that was not eligible for an Oscar nomination. And Hans Zimmer was like, okay, sure. It wasn't eligible for it, and then it won the Grammy the other night for film score. So, it's a little bit of a complicated one this year.
Strange.
But, yeah, we'll dive all into it and more as we go forward. But look, man, this is Super Week. We're getting into our guy here, Kendrick Lamar. We're just probably in a couple of days he's going to be doing his press conference, and who knows what he'll say throughout that. What are you expecting from this halftime show? What are you looking forward to here?
Man, it's like you said, nothing could have been a better pregame to the Super Bowl than him just sweeping away at the Grammys, and just what an exciting year of music where he was I think he was taking 2024 off. He was just chilling. One feature on the Future song, and it erupted the music war of the century, as I'm sure it'll be referred to. I know he's not going to make it about that, because I feel like he's trying to look past it. He's a classy guy. He's not gonna, he had his victory lap with the curb stomping. That was the pop out.
Yeah, the pop out.
Mm-hmm. The pop out in June, on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing chess, not checkers. So I think Not Like Us is going to make an appearance. I think it will make an appearance. Doesn't have to be the full 5 minutes. I think it will come in some capacity, and then he'll transition very quickly into another song. But these are the songs that I would love for him to play besides Not Like Us that I think would go.
You have a top 5 list, it sounds like.
You might say so.
Well, let me do some imaging for you, sir. Let's get epic with it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the 323's Top 5.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
That's right. This is the 323's Top 5. And it sounds like to me, Travis has the same list that I've got here. So we're going to do a little competing here of top 5 songs that we hope to see Kendrick Lamar and SZA burst out here at the Super Bowl 59 halftime show. So what do you got from the bottom to the top, Travis?
All right, man. Let's do it. Number 5. So this is just what I think is going to be played, and then from there, what I'm the most excited about hearing. So number 5, since we got SZA in there assisting, I'm looking forward to Luther is very close, but their collaboration that I always revisit, All the Stars.
Yes.
I think that will go crazy in a stadium.
Perfect.
I'm thinking all of this in context of the stadium performance. Did you want to do yours, or am I just going?
Yeah, I'll jump my number 5.
Trade off.
Yeah, I'll trade off. Number 5, it's All the Stars is an OLI for me, because I think that's a great closing. I think it's a great closer song in a football stadium atmosphere and everything. You can get the audience to become the stars and everything. I'm gonna go with what I would love to open up the show, which is a little king king with backseat freestyle. That's what I want to see here. You know he's taking over if we get backseat freestyle to kick this whole thing off. That's my number 5.
How crazy would that be to talk about your dick being as big as the Eiffel Tower on the most watched television program in the world? That would make me make me love it.
Hey, with all the news of some NFL players this week, it would not be wouldn't be inappropriate for the league.
Number 4, this is it's not really a deep cut, but it's not, it's not what you first think of when you think of Kendrick. If you ask someone off the street, name a Kendrick song, I don't think they're going with this. When me and the Certified Lover Brad saw Kendrick in 22, this was the most I think this was the most excited I got. I almost blacked out when I was screaming along the lyrics. And that's Mad City, baby.
Yeah.
I want to hear if Pyros and Crips all get along. And then I want to hear the crowd go, yeah, 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 yeah.
That would be a killer opener, too.
I think that would be so fun. It's it's really not appropriate for the Super Bowl. It's a story about crime, but it never fails to hype me up. Would love to see that.
I would love that too. Number 4 for me, look, you brought up SZA and her being a part of this whole thing, and I do think we're going to hear Luther, even just for a little bit, or if they do, because the Super Bowl they like doing little tributes and everything, because I remember Justin Timberlake doing a Prince tribute a couple of years ago with Prince singing behind him and stuff like that, so I could see them, getting some type of Luther Vandross hologram floating, peering over them and everything, singing a little bit of that.
God.
But I would like to see, because I love this song so much, and it's one of the first things I ever heard from SZA, I'd like to hear a little bit of her, because I do think he'll let her showcase some of her own stuff for a bit here. I want to hear The Weeknd. I want to hear that problematic ass song. I want to hear her belt it, and I'll be singing it with her in the living room. Like, I'm down with it. I want to hear that.
I listened. I too. That had to be the first thing that I heard from SZA. And I want to say this was my ex. This was my ex. I'll say it one more time. This was my ex who called it the Hose Anthem. And I was like, why is this the Hose Anthem? And then I listened to it while I was looking at the Genius lyrics, and I'm like, oh, it's about sharing a guy with his wife.
Mm-hmm. Once you hear it, yeah.
Great choice. Number 3, I think Kendrick's most just straightforward banger. Every time it comes on, I want to smash my head into something in a good way, and that's DNA.
Yes.
Oh my God. Talk about getting whatever team is losing. Get them out there and listen to DNA, and their blood sugar is going to spike. I don't think you'll get CTE if you're playing this song and you crash into something.
Shit. Why not? Look, something that'll get me a little extra hype and, maybe a little CTE-ish. We were talking about we know he's not going to make this about the beef. He's already won. He's won just by getting this show. There's no reason to make this about Drake and to give Drake any extra publicity. He of all people does not want to do that. But maybe he'll surprise us. Maybe he won't do Not Like Us, but maybe he'll do something else from the rap beef, and one that I personally love. I would love for him to even start the show the same way that he did with the Pop Off, and that is kicking it off, red light, moody. Give me a little Euphoria. Give me Euphoria at the Super Bowl. We know it's serious. We know this is lethal. We know this is deathly. I'd be down.
What a move that would be.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I thought you were going full villain, and it was like Kendrick sings Meet the Grams.
That would be... that would just be... What if it's just all of the diss tracks? It's just all the diss tracks, and then SZA does any of her collabs that she's done with Drake, just without Drake, or has that BBL dude from Drewski's show just performing as him with all that ass.
Can we get him on the 323, please, BBL?
Oh, I would love to have BBL on the show. How do we get him? I want him to perform. I want him to perform at AwesomeCon.
Oh my God. Please, Kendrick, if you're listening, it's not too late. You get BB Hell.
Yeah.
Yes, in a similar vein, while some would argue it's been played to death, I hope he plays it in every single concert for the rest of his life. Not Like Us, he already showed, can be so powerful in a stadium setting. To have to link the Midwest and Philadelphia while in Louisiana, that's 3 states worth of hatred against Drake. Plus, Kendrick always represents California.
Yeah.
That's 4 states worth of hatred in 4.5 minutes of song. I think that's going to unite the American people way more than an election, way more than a Super Bowl. What do we all have more in common than hating a guy?
Exactly. And I mean, what speaks to the country better than anybody could have said, Travis. That's my number 2. Not Like Us. That's also you have to have that in there. It is the song of the year, literally the song of the year, according to the Grammys from last year, and record of the year. It's indisputable now, and I would just like to know who's going to, because I'm sure, like, I'm wondering who else is going to guest during this thing, because I'm sure it won't just be SZA. Like, I could see J-Rock popping up. I think Tyler the Creator, Schoolboy Q. Tyler the Creator already said that he's not, but you can't really ever believe anybody leading up to these things. So, you know, we could have some interest. Maybe J. Cole pops up. I'd lose my shit. He comes out of hiding for this. But I want to know, if he does Not Like Us, who's going to do the psst, I see dead people. Like, who's going to do it? You need Millie. You need some. Millie Bobby Brown would be incredible.
Hi, Drake. I see dead people.
What the fuck
That's a full circle moment, Reed.
I want, if he wants to do some type of political action, a call for action, everything. Watch President Barack Obama comes out to the stage to just talk to Kendrick. He's like, Kendrick, I'm proud of you. It's an incredible honor to have this here in a time that we're all conflicted and divided. And then he just launches, I don't know, he does some good, level speech, and he's walking off the stage like Dr. Dre, and just a little, and by the way, psst, I see dead people.
I see dead people.
I see dead people. He crip walks off the stage. Joe Biden's in a lowrider, picks him up, they get out.
Oh, well, I see dead people.
Look, and then listen, they're just like us. They're not like us. That's okay. That's all right.
Wow. They should have had us on the board, man.
We would have this.
Great ideas.
Are we at number 1 now? Because that felt like
we
a number
are
1.
At number 1.
Here we go.
No surprise here. I reckon we'll probably tie his most important song. I think his best song, his best written song, maybe his best produced song, the Song of Unity. It's got to be All Right.
Yeah. It's a perfect one. It's a
perfect song, perfect representation of, I think, the zenith of his career. But obviously, I don't know if he's reached the peak of his career. He keeps peaking just with this one song.
Yeah.
But All Right was just a moment in time.
I have wanted, I had a couple of songs. All Right was an OLI for me. I feel like we'll get it no matter what. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe was close to making the list, but I just couldn't figure out how they're gonna do it. Like, there's no way. It's like, right. Drake Don't Kill My Vibe. I don't know. Like, you don't know what he's gonna do.
Chiefs Don't Kill My Vibe.
Yeah.
Birds Don't Kill My Vibe.
But number 1 for me, it's a little petty. Maybe he'll avoid it because he doesn't want to do it, but it's my personal favorite Kendrick song. And it's a collaboration. I don't think this is a guest who would make the show, but if he did, it would blow up the internet, everything. It would be a nuclear bomb of a drop, and that is Poetic Justice.
I was like, is he going that direction?
I love Poetic Justice. It is my favorite Kendrick song. I love it. But, Drake is the featured guest on that song. Maybe he bends the knee. And he's like, he can't turn down the Super Bowl. And then all of a sudden he pops out. It would be...
Wow.
Yeah.
Drake comes in wearing a TDE hoodie.
Oh my God. They've been bought.
Yes.
And a Spotify patch on it.
Wow, that would be so humbling. Kendrick's like, this is the only way you're going to redeem yourself.
Yeah.
And he sings Poetic Justice with him. You know what, Reed? I'm hoping this is going to happen.
I'm down for it. Then he makes him like strip down and do BBL Drizzy with Sexy Red.
BBL Drizzy, that's number 6. That's number 6.
BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
Oh my goodness.
Man, I'm excited for this show. I'm excited for it. I'm excited. I'm more excited for it than the actual game. It's one of the rare years that this happens. Look, sir, it's been fun. It's been fun talking all the entertainment, getting a break from the football, but we are here. We are at this point in the show. It is Super Bowl 59, Travis Byram. We are seeing the Kansas City Chiefs once again in the Super Bowl. They are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chiefs are looking to get a three-peat. The NFL just secured the rights because apparently it was trademarked. The term three-peat was trademarked by the Miami Heat in basketball. So the NFL already had to get an agreement done in case the Chiefs win, which has already given me a little suspicion. But
Jesus,
we got Chiefs, Eagles. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year and why, Travis Byram?
Again, my logic is flawless. It's never let me down. I think every prediction I've ever had, I've been correct. So no reason why this wouldn't be different. As you know, I do have an ex in Kansas City. And because of that, I don't want her to experience joy. And I don't want the Chiefs to win. So I am going, but I love Travis Kelce. I love to see a Travis winning.
That was your cousin. Yeah. It was your alternate life, your variant. Yeah.
That's Cuzzo.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's thigh chain.
Interesting.
Travis Kelce, he's quite the guy. He's quite the guy. Let's just say that. But can a Travis win too much? I've never had to worry about that in my life. Never had to worry about me winning too much. I think perhaps he can win too much, and I want to take this time. I thought hard about this today on the mail route, rattling around. I knew the question was coming. I knew I would have to provide some absurdist logic. But the logic that I'm giving now is listener of the show, I think aspiring guest of the show. I think you would benefit from having him on. And that's Tyler P., my good buddy, living in RVA, Richmond area, and he is a diehard Eagles fan.
Oh Lord.
So for his little Eagle heart, and I know they're greasing up those polls.
Yep. Yep. Should have done it 2 weeks ago.
He explained, I said, what do you think about the Super Bowl, Tyler? I know you're excited. He gave me an in-depth history of the Eagles fan base, and it was so fascinating. He told me about the Eagles chant, which what is it? They don't
Eagles
like
fly. Or yeah, that one. Yeah, too. They
don't like us. They don't like us. We don't care. Something like that. I was like, I kind of like that much of a middle finger to every other fan base. So I got my wings on, baby, and I'm going to let the Eagles fly.
Oh, boy. There we go. Listen, folks, that is Travis Byram, Mr. B. We always love to have him. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man. Hopefully they'll stay tuned for next week's guest, the entire cast of Amelia Perez.
Well, look, we got him.
Oh, did I spoil that?
No, we got them and BB Hell. They'll be all performing live on the show.